Catherine, this is the items I'm going to be sending you. One of them is the camera, the D40. And I apologize if I seem to be backwards on this screen here because it kind of is used, I'm not used to doing it with self-shot. The D40, and then it has a screen on it that you can actually see what you're shooting. When you're outside shooting this thing, you probably want to have some cover over your head so that it makes the screen dark so you can see it. Otherwise, in sunlight, it's really difficult to see the screen. But you can also take the option of just simply looking through the eyepiece here and composing your pictures and taking them rather than relying on this. So you got two ways to do it. Indoors, I usually shoot with this, much easier for me to see. Outdoors, I usually resort to this. Okay, so now the camera's off. There's the off button right there. I turn it all the way on, and it automatically cleans the sensor and turns on for whatever you'd like to shoot. I'm going to turn it off right now because we don't need to have that running. This is in P mode, as you can see here. You can see you can switch this back and forth. I sometimes shoot in manual, the M mode, but most often shoot with P mode, which the camera then can do generally a better job at determining how much light and what shutter speed to use. If you want to make changes to that, there is this scroll bar back here, or the scroll wheel. And this is the wheel. The only thing you need to do is to change this to get lighter, brighter pictures or darker pictures. So when you think you have a problem with the camera not really determining the best light for the thing, you can make changes here, and of course you'll see it automatically right here. So this is why the beauty of this is being in P mode, is being able to use this to make quick changes. And you probably won't need to do that actually, because P mode is a pretty smart mode to be in for this camera. So you pick up the camera, you make sure there's a battery in it, and there's the battery. This little button here is, you pull it to the side, the battery comes out, the battery goes in. Okay, that's set. I've got the thing off. I'll be shipping it without the battery installed in the camera, but you'll get the battery. So let me show you what else you get. You got the lens, which is 18 to 55. And there's 55 millimeters zoomed out, and here is 18 for close up. So indoors with portrait work and stuff, you can use either 18 or 55, depends on how you want to frame it. Outdoors, you may want to go more to the 55 level, but it's just that simple. The reason I like using zoom lenses is because it prevents me from taking this lens off of the camera body, because there is a digital computer sensor inside here that loves to attract dirt or dust. So the less number of times you take this off to change lenses, the better it is for the computer sensor in here. I generally don't change lenses because I'm shooting more portraits indoors. If I were to go outdoors to shoot landscape with a longer lens, need a longer lens and change this out, I would be indoors where there's no dust, make my change really quickly, and then not change until I come back home. So you kind of need to make your decisions when you go out to shoot. Obviously you can make changes in the field, but I'm just cautioning you with areas where around is usually dusty. It's not good for the sensor to have this camera lens taken off. So there is the camera, the battery, the on switch. The other thing you're going to get is this extra battery here with a little cover on the bottom. It's identical to the other one. So two batteries are kind of nice. You run out of juice with one battery, you got the other one in your pocket and you put it in, and here is the battery charger right there. So it's in there, and those prongs go into some kind of a connection in your wall plug, and it'll give you a little light indicator here when it's finished. Pretty fast recharging. So the charger goes with that, and then to transfer the information on this card here, which is a 4 gigabyte card, to transfer this data to the computer, you need to have this or something similar to this. And what this has is it'll plug into your computer, USB, and then I have these different receptors here The card I have goes into this one here, which is a larger card. It seats in, a little hard to get in, but once you get it lined up and press it down, the green light up here will go on to tell you that it senses a card in there. And this is for smaller SD cards, micro SD, and I'm not quite sure what that one's for, but there are some very slim cards. So there's 4 different types that fit in here. And in fact, in here you can buy a little, usually with your camera, you can buy a little compact disc insert that goes in here, different. So I may be able to throw one in for you to send that to you, we'll see. Because I'm not using CF cards anymore, I'm kind of using my smartphone. So I may actually give you this little small card I have here to use with that one. This button here is just simply to press the button to reset this device so that the computers can see that extra drive, and it'll show up as an EOS drive, I believe it is. So this automatically should be recognized by your computer. So there's this card reader, battery charger, 1 battery, second battery is right here, and of course that'll be outside of the camera when I send it to you. And then the lens, and the lens comes off pretty easy. You press this button over here and twist it and it'll come right off. Same thing when you put another lens on here, it goes in here and clicks and inserts pretty easily. And this also has autofocus button or manual focus. So you click it back, it's manual focus. You have to focus it here in front. If you do autofocus, it'll automatically focus for you, and that's good for my eyes, being able to focus this differently. There's a little wheel right here. You can see it. This is for people that don't have good eyesight and they want to look through here. You can actually correct the vision by moving this piece back and forth. If you've got good vision, you'll probably want it in full position for those that don't have a sight problem. I have it cranked one way or the other to correct for my vision, so you may have to do something with that. And then there's a menu over here that you press when you turn this on. There's a menu item, you click here and this will come on and show your menu. That's where you can change from RAW to JPEG mode. You can format your disc itself. Of course, it's not coming on because I have the batteries outside of it right here.